TJ doesn't think he looks good when he looks great.
I think I look like one of those guys that you see working on the sewer, and then they come out and they have shit all over them. That's just my natural face.
So TJ, what are we doing today?
We're gonna go get you some oil and a filter.
Yes, dude. Cause in these times, bro, the quarantine, I don't wanna have to fucking deal with going to like a car mechanic.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Or Walmart, where there's all the germs.
All the
germs. Fuck that place. That's a place where people go to get sick or buy medicine for their sick ones.
Do you know what you need to get?
Yeah. The roller coaster turned her bedroom into a first. Her love was like a drug. She was trying to hit it and quit it, but her mama so dope she messed around and got addicted.
It's the guru. It's the one, the only. It's the TJ Wade. What's going on, my man?
Guru is a big word.
Guru is a small word. I see what you mean, though.
Lance, you know what the first step is?
What is the first step?
The first step is to pick your car up. What happened to your grill?
I never got one.
You never got one?
I never received my grill. I was promised a grill and never received it.
That's
How to jack a vehicle up. DIY.
DIY. How to jack your vehicle. First thing we're going to do is find a strong point under the car. Try not to hit your head, but that's what this rubber thing is here for. Oh. This is what we do when we don't have a gym handy.
I just lift my car for fun, my guy. What do you do? What do you even lift? Ooh. The neighbors think you're dead.
Now we get these wonderful things called jack stands to put under the car so it doesn't fall. You want to make sure that your car is high enough that you can slip your slender little body under it. Because otherwise, it's going to be a bad day.
Now I need you to do me a favor, TJ.
Yeah, what's that?
And that is to not do what you did when you changed Sydney's oil and hurt yourself.
Oh, when I almost cut my finger off?
I want you to be okay. I want all limbs to be accounted for at the end of this project.
I trust that they will be.
Did I park too close?
A little bit, but it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. See, the other side's already up. I'm not going to take it down. See, you see this lateral movement right here? Key. Absolutely key. We're going to put it at the exact same spot as the other jack stand. Crazy! So it sits level.
This guy's a genius. This guy's talking about levels. He's talking about lateral movement. He's got it all.
And see, if you don't know where you had it, here's a good key concept. Here, follow me to the other side. You go. You get down here. You put it right next to it.
Holy shit.
And if it's the same height, which it's not, you just adjust it till it is. Super easy. Beautiful. Now, some people jack this up in another place under the car so that they're sure it's not going to fall on them. But I like to take risks. So we're just going to leave it here.
Absolute madman.
Next thing you do, grab your vape, take a hit. Now you're good to go.
That's an actual step in the process. I read the book. I read the book.
See,
I did my homework before I started this project.
it's a stress-reducing tactic. Other people have different methods of doing this. Some people like to drink beer. I find that clouds my judgment, so I don't do that. I.e. vape. So what you want to do, and there's always going to be a little cap right here, unless you're like me, you're going to want to make sure that you take that cap off. You're also going to want to make sure that you take this little vent hose off, because otherwise the oil's not going to go in very well and it's going to spill and you're going to have a big mess. But the thing you got to keep in mind about oil changes is you're always going to have a mess. Slide that shit under the car. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to guess what size bolt is holding that oil in. Naturally, you're going to get it wrong and have to get up 5 different times to get the right wrench. But that's how it goes. Now, you're going to take your sunglasses off so you can see what you're doing under the car. And then you're going to get under the car. Lance, do you want to follow me under the car?
I can try my best, sir.
Alright. Now you're going to see just how goddamn filthy it is under here. Don't worry. Everyone's car is. Also, in a magic turn of events, I grab the right socket. First try. Now, one thing you're going to make sure you're going to want to do is make sure you're loosening the bolt and not tightening it. That'll be a bad day for everyone involved. So as you can see here, it's not moving. But the tricky thing is, it's not going to move either way until you add a buttload of force. Don't do that. Ah, I see. You see, I always work on Japanese cars, and this is an American made, which means all the bolts are wrong. I gotta get out of here. This is why mechanics have those little things that they can lay on that rolls. It's really convenient, so you don't have to do this. All right. Oh, here's where we learn that this is a Ford. You see, even though this is the right size socket, it's still not going on there very easily, if at all. We're gonna need our trusty dusty hammer. Lance, can you go get me a hammer?
Hammer.
Hammer! Thank you! So we're just gonna go ahead and lightly tap this on here. Now you want to make sure that you got it on straight, because if you start hammering it on and it's not straight, you're really gonna fuck up the bolt. Alright, now as you might be able to see, we got ourselves a fulcrum here. So all we're gonna do is pull it. Fuck. Oh. Ugh. Remember what I said about making sure you loosen it and don't tighten it? I stand by that statement. Now you want to make sure that you wear mechanic's gloves, or you could cut your finger off. And once you get it started, you're going to notice that it's going to loosen up quite a bit. Once it's loose enough that you don't need this anymore.
You don't want that guy's music copyrighted.
I don't even know what it was.
I don't even know what it was either.
Once you get it loose enough that you cannot use that anymore, you're going to not want to use it because it's a pain in the ass. You can get your bolt to just about the end before oil's going to start coming out. It's really convenient. So you can just kind of go ahead and bring this over here. Now, one thing you'll notice is that these things are slanted. You want to have the bottom of it, make it go in the hole. What do you want me to say? I don't know. You're going to see the oil start to kind of leak out. That means your bolt's almost out. And then, all at once, it's going to come out. Now, if you make a big mess doing this, Don't even worry about it. Everyone makes a huge fucking mess doing oil changes. Except for professionals, because they do it 5 trillion times a day. One thing that we can do to make this process go a little bit quicker, because this is going to take a long fucking time, is we're going to open the oil cap in the engine bay. That'll create a nice even flow through. It's going to be great. Let's do that real quick.
So, we learned something. We got the wrong oil. This is 5W30. My car needs 5W20. So we're going back to where we were. I stopped running it a little while ago. It takes about literally less than 2 minutes to get to AutoZone.
Yeah.
It's actually really impressive. I remember one time when I was driving my old car. I probably told you this. My battery was being shitty, so I drove it up to my car would stall out quite a bit. So I went up to AutoZone and got a new battery. So the guy helps me install the battery, and the car won't start at all. So we tried a bunch of different things. We tried taking that, waiting a second. We tried doing a bunch of different things. So this is what we ended up doing, is that we took the battery out, I gave it back, I got my money back, I put my old battery in the car and drove home.
You want to make sure that you get the right oil from the get-go, because it's a real pain in the booty to have to go back and exchange your oil for something else. It also kind of makes you look like a dumbass.
But that's okay. You know why we're not dumbasses? Because we have the fucking receipt. And if you have the receipt, you have the power of the consumer, right here.
Man, there's people that'll come in my shop and be like, hey, I bought this like 9 months ago and I don't have the receipt anymore. I didn't use it at all, but I'd like to get a refund. And I'm always like, no.
So TJ is inside buying oil, the right oil this time. So what do you think of my mustache? I think it's actually very chic. I think it's very chic. Also, I really love it when it grows in here in the chin. I think like right underneath the chin here is like the sexiest part of the facial hair. My facial hair looks so good.
Now we're gonna wanna take off the oil filter. Taking off the oil filter can be really difficult, or it can be really easy. Those are the only two options. I don't know what you want from me. Let's get back under the car. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put this bolt back in here. Try not to get any oil on us, because we're gonna move this oil drain pan. And we don't necessarily want oil to keep dripping after we have moved the drain pan. All right. So now we're gonna try and take this oil filter off. Now, one thing that you might notice if you try to take your oil filter off is that it's pretty hard to unscrew. That is because mechanics over-tightened them. Yes, that's right. I said it. They over-tightened them because,
to thwart criminals like you from stealing their business.
Exactly. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get yourself an oil wrench or an oil filter wrench. They're all the same thing, except they're not. Most of them.
Sorry about that, boss man.
It's okay. Most of them look like one of two things. They either look like this, which I'll show you later because it's on the filter right now, or they'll look like this other thing, which I'll show you later because it's in the garage and I don't want to get out from under the car right now. So what you're just going to do is if you have this kind that I have right here, it looks like a band. You're just going to wrap it around it, and using tension, it's going to pull it right off, I think. Oh, and by the way, if you have a Ford Fiesta SE out there, specifically 2003... 2013, not 2003. I feel sorry for you because you have the absolute worst placed oil filter in the entire world.
I can't help but feel that was directed to me, TJ.
It wasn't. It was directed at Ford. Fuck you, Ford. Yeah, you're just going to kind of keep doing this until you get it loose enough that you can take it off. It sucks. That's what you're gonna do. And if you want to blame anyone, blame the mechanics. All right. Now, the oil filter is not like the drain plug. It's not gonna start spitting out liquid as soon as, or before you get it off. It will start leaking before it's all the way off. We want to let it out gradually so that oil doesn't get everywhere. And we're gonna clean that up a little bit later. Now here's where the big mess comes in. It's actually taking the filter off. See, once you get the filter off, oil's gonna go fucking everywhere. It's gonna get all over all of your fucking parts, maybe on your shirt, and it's gonna be just in general a pain in the butt. Now, who made this? Duramax? Look what this fucking oil filter did. Look at how fucking crushed that is. That's not what you're not gonna get that from a good quality filter. Only from a piece of shit like this. And you may be thinking to yourself, alright, he's gonna grab the new filter and he's gonna put it in. Wrong! No, I'm not. I mean, I kind of am, but there's extra steps. Yeah, let's get the oil and filter. Alright. Now, what we got here is an STP3614XL. Now, what does that mean? It means it is the right filter for this car. I don't know. Filters will vary. And you can get different kinds. This is an STP one. It's a pretty standard one. It's an XL, which means it has an extra long life. Yes, I know that extra is spelled with an E, but these guys don't know that. So we're gonna unwrap it, and you'll see that there's this little red gasket thingy. You wanna make sure you don't take that off. Taking it off can be very detrimental, and you don't wanna do that. But if you do happen to take it off, you can just go ahead and put it right back on in. That's just the seal that keeps the oil in. So, yeah, don't forget that. So what we're gonna do, if you wanna come down on here to the ground with me, we're gonna open up all our oil now. Now you may be thinking, why would we be opening up our oil right now when we're not ready to put it in? Well, we are going to, and this is a very technical term, prime the oil filter. Now what does priming mean? Well, it basically just means you're getting the oil filter ready so that when you run a bunch of hot oil through it, when you first start up your car, you're not going to burn the fuck out of it. Which is very useful and very good. So all we're going to do to prime the filter is just put a little bit of oil in here. It's kind of wet. It may have been a little bit much, but that is okay. And you're just going to kind of work it around. Work it around town. Try to get it in there if you can. If not, no big deal. Alright. Well, I'm going to do that because when I put it like this, some oil is going to drain out, and I don't want it getting all over me. So now we're going to go back down here, and don't worry about cleaning the car off just quite yet. Don't worry about cleaning the car off just quite yet, because some of this new oil might get on your engine cover thing, and then you're just going to have to do it all over again.
You'll get them on your brand new South Pole jeans, and then Mommy will be really mad because you were playing outside in your school clothes when you weren't supposed to be.
That's right. We're just going to go up here, and you'll notice, okay. Notice this has a little screw on the top of it, in it. You're just going to screw that right on. It's usually pretty easy to see. Sometimes you can't, but even if you can't see it, it's usually pretty easy to find. And we're just going to screw it on. And we're going to screw this on as tight as you can. You don't want to use the filter wrench to put this on for a couple reasons. One, you don't want to fuck up the oil filter, the shape of it at all. It's fine when you're taking it off, but you don't want to do it when you're putting it on, because that could fuck up the performance of it. Secondly, this is going to create a suctioned bond whenever you are using it for the next 3 months or however many thousand miles. And if you get it on very tight at the beginning, then it's going to be even harder to get off, if not basically impossible. Okay, and that's probably good. Again, just hand tight. That's fine. It'll create suction. It'll be good enough. Lance, can you go get me those blue paper towels over there? I can do that. Thank you. So now's when you're going to want to wipe it down. You're going to want to wipe it down because...
Blue paper towels.
Thank you. Because when you're actually running the car, this is going to get really hot under here. And if it gets hot enough, then it will actually burn that oil off. Which is not great. It's probably not going to blow your engine up, but if there's enough oil, it will. So just go ahead and do it. Now the last thing we're going to do, since that's on tight, there's 2 exits on when it comes to oil. There's the drain bolt and the filter, as you just saw. We're going to want to make sure we get this drain bolt down really tight, because if this isn't down tight enough, it is going to leak, and then you're going to eventually lose all your oil. And that won't be fun for anybody. And this is one of those things where it's not like the oil filter. You want to go ahead and just get it as tight as you can, because you really don't want this fucking thing coming off. Alright, so now we got both places sealed. Last step, second to last step, is going to be putting the oil in. You're going to want one of these little fucks.
Oh, a tornado.
A tornado.
A Tokido. That's a Tokido you get at the gas station.
Yeah. Yeah.
My jokes suck today. I'm sorry.
No, really don't. Go ahead and put that in the engine compartment thing. You can usually tell which one is your engine cap, your engine oil cap, because it'll kind of look like this.
Ooh, here, let me get a good, hold on. Wait for it to fix itself. Hello. Yeah.
It'll look like this. It'll usually say like 5W20 on it, or have this, or a picture of an engine on it. Ba-bitty-bop. And you're going to want to do this pretty slowly, because it will overflow. Now wait. And back at it. You want to kind of get a constant stream. You don't want very many air bubbles in there. I mean, they're not really all that big a deal, because they'll work themselves out with heat and whatnot. But you don't ever really want air bubbles. Again, not a big deal if you have some, but it should be a Pennzoil commercial. An STP commercial.
So I got a question for you, TJ.
Yeah, what's up?
How come when it goes in, it looks like pissy maple syrup, but when it comes out on the back car and then underneath the car, it's all black and stuff?
Ah, that's an excellent question. That's because what you're seeing is your engine's inevitable doom. That's a fun way of saying that the reason it turns black is because there's dirt and chunks of metal, not really chunks, but like microscopic chunks of metal from the gears and everything that come off into the oil, and it just generally gets kind of dirty. And that's why it turns black instead of this gorgeous maple yellow. And now, we're going to put this back on.
Sorry.
You're going to want to make sure you get it down nice and good. Sometimes it'll keep spinning and then pop, and then make sure you get it down tight. Sometimes it'll just kind of stop like this, but yeah.
And now we can drive it.
Close.
I was joking.
Close. We are so close to driving it. We need to put it back on the ground. Now, Lance, this portion right here is probably the most dangerous part of this entire process. You see, this is up here pretty high, right? Well, when we left the other side down, it's going to want to tilt as gravity works. And so it might want to slip off that jack stand if you do it too fast. Don't do it too fast, and you'll do great. And now, here's the fun part. Because we're just going to drop the car. Yeah. Now, Lance, I have a question.
What's that?
What's next? We still have 1.5 steps left. What's next?
1.5?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to start the car now to make sure it works?
That's right.
Okay.
Turn on the car.
Okay.
That's the last step. We have a half step after that.
Okay.
Now, normally a mechanic would do this by himself, so you don't have to worry about it. But we ain't mechanics here at Trash Baby Productions. Now, the last step of this process is we gotta get rid of the old oil. Because we can't just hold on to it. Because that's, you don't want to do that. And you can't throw it out because, environment. So what do you do with it, Lance?
I haven't the faintest idea, honestly.
You can take it to AutoZone. They recycle it free for you.
They recycle your oil?
Yes, they should.
And how? And like, what do they use it for? Other oil? They filter the nastiness out of it and use it again?
Honestly, don't.
How the hell do hills work? How the slopes? I don't understand how you're getting it into here. Like I don't
see.
Like you're tilting it, and I'm not sure how.
I have a simple solution for you. Gravity.
Oh, it was invented by Benjamin Franklin.
You're right. He invented gravity. Gravity didn't exist before he figured it out. Smart guy. And then he applied it to the whole fucking world.
Yeah, he gave it to everybody, like 5G.
Yeah, and it was
Like,
free.
wait, do you think 5G means 5 gravities? You think we have 5 now?
Fuck. No wonder everything's so much more stressful. Look at all this black oil.
That is yummy. Put that in my mealsies.
Now, if you want to know what's going on in your engine, you can take a sample of your oil and send it to Blackstone Industries, I believe is the name of it anyway. And they will analyze your oil and tell you what the fuck is going on in your engine. Wipe it off all nice and good. Fuck! Fuck you! We're gonna put the cap on this, and now you know what we're gonna do with this?
Then we're gonna
What are we gonna do with this next?
wipe it down a little bit more.
Yeah, you're right. What are we gonna do after that?
Are we taking it to AutoZone?
Nope. We're gonna put it right here for the next 6 months. That's what all that shit is. Thanks for watching. This has been Car Tips with TJ. Like, subscribe, and share if you don't know how to change your oil, or if someone you know doesn't know how to change your oil. I know that's someone out there because too many people don't know how to change their fucking oils.
Hey,
you guys
bud.
need to learn. Or at least have a friend that knows how to do it. Thanks. Bye.